It's Melondy B. Welcome to the hot seat. Let's get it poppin'.
Keep moving too fast, yeah. But I like to keep it slow. Just tell me how you want it. And I'm already on go.
I'm only looking right there because it's a mic and I like to sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that just gonna catch everything.
Okay. So I ain't gotta be hollering.
On this flick, I got Melondy B in the hot seat today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We about to get to know her. So first thing first, tell us about what the melons mean. And you be just dropping the melons off in the comments and everything.
Yeah, thanks that you asked that, 'cause everybody asked that, real talk. Okay, so the melon symbolize me. My name is Melondy B, melon, you know. And also it symbolizes my fans. It's like my kissy face.
That's
like
your kissy
my
face?
100.
So that's your trademark basically.
That's
right
my
there.
period.
That's your, all right,
That's
I
my
got you.
trademark.
So like, just give us a little information on your background, like the way you grew up and stuff, where you grew up at.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Saginaw, Michigan, single parent home. My mama, strongest woman I know. She had 7 kids, 4 boys, 2 girls. I had an oldest brother who's deceased and another older brother who's incarcerated and 2 younger brothers.
Yeah. So about the one that you said one deceased, like what happened with that?
So when I was younger, he drowned in the Saginaw River at age 8, and then at age 10 he passed away.
Yeah. So like, how did he get in the river? Like, what happened with that?
We don't, like, yeah.
You don't know. It just.
Yeah. I was young. I was very young.
All right.
3. He's one is incarcerated right now. Deshaun Barnes, Bernard Whittington, free be with, period, you know. Okay. So I have 2 younger brothers and 2 sisters, Deontay, Daniel, Nick, and Jermise.
Yeah. So you got any obstacles like that you had to overcome or encounter as far as like poverty, like in Saginaw? Like, just tell us like kind of like from your point of view, what's it like growing up in Saginaw?
Well, Saginaw, it's rough. Like, well, I was raised in a single parent home. But my mom, she was strong. Never went without a meal or anything of that nature type deal. She always held it down. Also, it takes a village. So we had grandparents, cousins, uncles, Well, yeah, Saginaw, it was rough. I lost my dad and one of my best friends to gunfire. And my first tragedy was my big brother at a young age. So
like how did you feel about losing your pops to like gun violence and shit?
It was hard, but like a lot of people came in, stepped up. Shout out to my aunties, my uncles, other cousins that I met during that time. Yeah, it was really hard, but I was going through like deep depression, but that's something that I had to overcome.
Yeah, so like how did you overcome that depression or those tragedies?
A lot of praying, talking to others about it, people that I trust. Mm-hmm. My mom, most definitely, she was there. My big sisters, my little sister, my best friend, cousins, I had people there, to express that with. Also had a sister who lost a father, and I was there to express that with her, and she was always there and open with me to talk,
Yeah. So like with the gun violence and stuff like that, let's talk about that a little bit. Like Saginaw is kind of like filled a lot of gun violence and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
So the environment is kind of like rough. So with you, like, how did that affect you growing up in that type of environment as a person?
As a person, like, well, with my father and one of my best friends, it was like traumatizing, but it's Saginaw small. You living, you know what I'm saying? Like, you living with some people that's,
That's like that, yeah.
It's Saginaw.
So like, how do you feel like it affected you as like your personality or the way you behave and shit?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of, gun violence and stuff, it kind of became like a norm. So, you know what I'm saying? We at the neighborhood house or we at the Boys and Girls Club playing. We hear it, we get down, we get back to it type deal, But then that gave me more around like different types of peoples, and Yeah.
Please don't waste my time. Please don't waste my time. Please don't waste my time. Please don't waste my time.
Well, outside of family, like, what was like a loss that you took that fucked you up?
That was one of my best friends, Taquanisha McKinley. We was real close. Like we was a group of friends. We were close, and I lost her the day after my birthday. After my 18th birthday, right? On their prom. Yeah, our prom was the next year.
Yeah, so that, like, did it affect you the same way as your dad, or did that hit home a little harder?
It most definitely hit home a little harder because this was somebody I'm with, you know, on a daily. Like, this is my dog. You know, anytime, wherever we had lunch, she'd be like, bust me some notes. Bust me a rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me hear something, let me, you know. And I had it was a friendship, you know. It was a sister. That was my sister.
So, like, after experiencing all this death, you know, like losses and stuff like that, like, tell about how that added on to your character as you right now.
Experiencing the losses, it just made me keep grinding, like keep going harder type deal. And when I got back to music, like, okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself. You know.
You can go ahead.
But when I stopped doing music for a minute, but then when I got back to music, it was only because of like a prophecy in my friend's voice, like let me hear something.
Yeah,
like
so it's kind of like her death. It would left you like in a depressing state, but also kind of like help you.
It encouraged me.
Encourage you. So
how
long ago was that from today? Like, did that happen? I forgot. Like, was it 2012?
No, it was 2013. May 23rd, 2013.
Yeah, so like, you know, we're in 2021, and like, how long did that death stop you from, like, you know what I'm saying, like doing music or continue to accomplish goals or whatever?
Well, it didn't like stop me from doing music. Actually, after that, I was still doing music as a kid. I just stopped just because of false dreams type deal. You know, getting my hopes up and people letting me down. I wasn't able to be an adult and move properly. But she did bring me back. You know, like just being at hotels or one of our birthdays, and she'd be like, sing something for me, and just hearing her phone ring with my voice on there. You know, like...
Oh, she has just a ringtone?
Let me tell you, that's my baby. Real talk, whatever. And she would just, like, shout me out, like, wherever. Like, just sing, wherever we at. Let them hear you sing.
Please don't waste my time. Please don't waste my time. 'Cause you've been pushing on it. I hope you waste my time. 'Cause I'm knowing how I want it. I'ma make them want it.
So, like, how old was you when you started experimenting with, like, singing or just doing music in general?
Singing has always been my gift. So, as a kid, but just singing in church. I always did that my whole life. So, that's something I never stopped doing. But I started singing in a group.
What was the name of that group?
Take Over Now, TON. It was called Take Over Now, yeah.
Like, what happened with that? Like, did it break apart or y'all still together?
No, we not together. I honestly don't. I was, 13, 14 when it happened. I honestly don't know. It just like...
It just stopped.
It just stopped. And it was it was so many people, young women. It was so many talented people in that group. We even had groups with, you know... a lot of people. My cousin Shaway was in the group also.
Oh yeah, shout out to her.
Most definitely doing her thing. You feel me? Yeah, we was all in the group. It's just false dreams, and it was just shattered. You know.
Yeah. So like, through basically everything, as far as like your upbringing and stuff, like after you got through a lot to a certain point, like when did you decide to like, I'm about to take my life into a different direction?
Well, when I moved to Grand Rapids, I just was working because I didn't think like you can eat off of, you know what I'm saying, music. Like I felt like I was grown. Like I do got a desire, I do got a gift, but if I, you know what I'm saying, I can't eat right now with it, you know.
Yeah.
And I just had to tap into, you know what I'm saying, the gifts that that God gave me for real, and just be like, if He gave it to you, it's for use for something,
Okay.
you know.
So like, when would you say like at that point that you like, all right, I'm about to take this shit serious?
Period.
I said when?
I was just like, oh no, yeah, okay. When I was in Grand Rapids, I was working, and I'm like, ain't this 9 to 5 type chick.
Yeah, so you just like, yeah, I went through that phase. Like,
Real
this is
talk.
bullshit.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
but you gotta get it. It makes money.
So how old would you say you were about then? You were like, I'm about to, well, not how old you were, but how long ago?
Oh shoot, that was 2019.
19? Oh, that was last year?
I was in work. I hit a books
Like 2 years ago?
throw me a beat. You feel me?
Yeah. So you've been taking it serious for 2 years?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so like, what kind of like inspired you as a music artist?
Like my inspirations. Just
Yeah, like anything that inspired you to do it.
Oh, okay. So my mom, most definitely, she always told me to go for it type deal. Things that inspire me to do it, just my people's behind me, like Saginaw type deal. Like they like every time they see me, do your music, even if I'm not doing when I wasn't doing music. Let me hear your music.
So that was like encouraging.
Most
So
definitely.
that's also like your inspiration to do it too.
Heck yeah, those my people.
So it's just like the support.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what challenges have you faced since like you like, all right, this is what I'm about to do. So like, what challenge have you encountered pursuing music career?
I mean, just losing the people's closest to you type deal, friends and family. You know, everybody can't go.